What started out as an abusive situation has a happy ending. We'll have an update tonight on a few puppies that were part of an illegal puppy mill in Stevens County.
Another beautiful day here in Spokane, but once again, we're seeing pop-up showers and thunderstorms to the north of the area. I'll have a complete look at your forecast coming up next.
Where I go, I always just take a garbage bag with me.
From flying the skies to scouring the beaches, this pilot is making a big difference in his community and beyond.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
Hi everyone, I'm Jane McCarthy. 2 on Your Side is following up on a pair of illegal puppy mills. We first told you about them last year. It was last fall when authorities rescued more than 250 dogs from puppy mills in Stevens County.
The owners have since been charged, and tonight we are pleased to report that many of those dogs have new homes. KREM 2's Taylor Bido has more.
Well, hey guys, yeah, many of those dogs went to various animal shelters across the state. Many of them were also in Western Washington, but tonight we can report that a good portion of those dogs have found new homes and are healthy.
Come here, come on.
We got to meet them only virtually, but their energy was apparent.
Hey, Miles.
Miles and Frida are a pair of Chihuahuas now being cared for by Linda Wright.
And Frida's the smallest, but she runs the show as well.
They live with her at her home in Snohomish in Western Washington, along with her other Chihuahua, Diego. And just looking at them now, it's hard to think they were originally brought up in wretched conditions. Miles and Frida were part of more than 250 dogs rescued from a pair of illegal puppy mills earlier this year. They were taken from homes near Suncrest and Ford in Stevens County. The pups were living in filth, and one dog was nearly dead.
It's terrible that people use animals for profit like that, and they're just left in such terrible conditions.
Today, they're doing much better. Of those 250 dogs that were rescued, they were sent to various shelters across the state to be adopted. Miles, Frida, and nearly 50 others went to a rescue in Snohomish County.
I basically just kind of pointed at one and just said, let's go see her.
Tonight, we're told all 50 in that shelter have been adopted. The same goes for a dozen dogs that were given to a shelter in Tri-Cities. As for the 4 suspects that investigators say are to blame, online records show that they all have jury trials scheduled for this summer. Charges they face include multiple counts of animal cruelty.
Yeah, see, when I first got him, I couldn't even touch him. So he's come a long way.
Fortunately, these pooches will never have to see their former owners again. It's a relief to Wright, who can attest to how her rescued pups needed both physical and emotional care after what happened.
They really have shown Miles kind of how to be a dog, because he really didn't know how to be a dog. He'd been in a cage for basically 3 years of his life.
I wasn't able to contact all of the shelters that received dogs from the rescue. There are about 9 organizations involved, according to one of the involved groups. Meanwhile, the Stevens County Sheriff's Office did not return emails and calls seeking an update on the case. In the studio, Taylor Vido, KREM 2 News.
Well, summer-like weather getting underway, and you might have noticed the sky's looking a bit hazy today.
Meteorologist Thomas Patrick here now to explain where some of that wildfire smoke is coming from and if it'll be getting any worse this week.
A few weeks back, we reported that the wildfire seasonal outlook is above average for the summer. And while there are no active fires in Washington or North Idaho as of Wednesday, some people have noticed that the skies are a little hazy. If you look at some of the images, the horizon is noticeably pale with some haze or smoke. This is likely being caused by wildfires in northern Alberta. But the good news is, most of it will pass by us and is traveling into Montana and North Dakota. Air quality for the inland northwest remains in the good category and should stay that way despite the minor haziness. This is because the smoke is well above the ground in our atmosphere, and it's only when the smoke reaches the surface do we see a decrease in air quality. At worst, it is possible the AQI, Air Quality Index, could dip into the moderate range later this week. Meteorologist Thomas Patrick, KREM 2 News.
Well, we are finally getting a taste of summer weather around the inland northwest. We're also seeing a chance of thunderstorms in some areas.
Tom Sherry joins us now from the Weather Center with the latest. Tom?
Yeah, still pretty warm outside, 79 degrees. That's the official temperature now out at the airport. We've got winds out of the west-southwest at 10 miles per hour. No thunderstorms here. That may change tomorrow. And right now we're seeing some of the storms still to the north of us and to the east of us. It does seem, though, as the computer loop runs out for this hour, that the storm storms begin to decrease in intensity once they get to the 6 o'clock hour. So good news there. I'll be running the computer model for you a little bit later on, and we'll show you a better chance of showers maybe hitting Spokane tomorrow afternoon. In the meantime, look for an overnight low of 54 under mostly clear skies. Another warm one tomorrow with a high of 82. And again, those pop-up afternoon and early evening showers and thunderstorms. For the weekend, our summer weather continues well above average, like 14 degrees above average on Saturday. We'll see a daytime high of 84, 81 expected on Sunday. I'll check out the rest of your 10-day outlook, all coming up in a few minutes.
Sounds good, Tom. Thank you very much. Campers in North Idaho left behind a big mess Memorial Day weekend. Now they will no longer be able to camp overnight at Freeman Lake. The Idaho Department of Fish and Game made that decision this week. Fish and Game employees say excessive garbage and illegal activity were creating too much work for them, and they want people to have fun, they say, and a fun, safe place to enjoy the lake. So it will remain open for day use. The boat launch will be open as well. One man in Western Washington typically has a bird's eye view of the world. Joe Leatherman is a pilot at SkyWest Airlines. This year he decided to focus his attention, though, on the ground.
In between flights, the pilot actually picks up trash, and he found out he's not alone.
A couple of other pilots that fly for the same airline replied back to me, and they were like, hey, we actually do the same thing.
So they formed a Facebook group called Eco Cruise. It has since expanded beyond flight crews, and now anyone can join. The group now has nearly 400 members from all across the country.
It's growing. You know, people are becoming aware now that there is something I can do. 1.5 hours, go out and pick up some trash. You might fill a bag up.
People in the Facebook group post photos of their cleanup efforts, and it does not stop on land. Some people actually take out boats and fish out garbage from lakes and rivers too. Leatherman says he's happy to be a part of something so meaningful, and we thank them for that.
Yeah, good for them. Well, about a year ago, Spokanemo's Dorothy Clark Animal Clinic closed its doors due to financial hardship. Well, now it's back in business and open to the public.
There are a few changes to know about. KREM 2's Kira Alfallen has more.
Well, more than a year ago, the animal clinic was actually closed down due to financial reasons. So they had to regroup, get back together, and now it is open again to the public, this time with some changes in hours. They're open on Tuesdays and Thursdays for spays and neuters, and also their walk-in vaccination clinic. The clinic offers low-cost care to help families in need, and the walk-in vaccination clinic takes place on Tuesdays and Thursdays as well from 2 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. The executive director of Spokanemo's says staff members are happy to be able to provide this service to the public again, especially right now in the middle of kitten season.
We just needed to stop, regroup, and figure out what our mission was and what we really wanted to focus on. And then we were able to reopen and offer our services again. With all of us, we're working toward the same goal to stop the overpopulation so that our shelters are not overcrowded.
By midsummer, Spokanemo is hoping to have an on-site kitten nursery up and running so staff can care for and raise kittens before adopting them out. They are hoping to have a separate building for this, and as always, would love any help they can get from the public. If you would like to donate, you can head over to our website at krem.com, where you can donate at any time. Another way staff say you can help with the overpopulation problem is by bringing in your pets to have them spayed or neutered. We are also here outside of Spokanemo's Barket Market thrift store. They've got a lot of different stuff to offer. They've got books, different trinkets, clothes, a lot of different stuff. So their hours are actually Monday through Friday from 11 to 6 and Saturday from 10 to 5. Also this Friday and Saturday they're having a parking lot sale. They have a lot of stuff. So if you want to come here and thrift, this will be the place to do it. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Good information there. All right, we'll take a look at this. Nez Perce Tribal Police Officer Josh Rigney threw out the first pitch before last night's NAIA World Series game in Lewiston. Rigney was shot multiple times at his home last month. He was off duty at the time. Police still don't know why the man came to his home and shot him. That suspect was later killed by police. But as you can see, Rigney is recovering. Last week he told us he's ready to get back to work.
Good to see him out there.
Yeah, looking good.